Hello, my name is Adrian, and welcome to an episode of the Better Pill Podcast Shorts, where we talk about high yield topics in 8 minutes or less. Ako am a huge fan of lists, to-do lists, checklists, grocery lists, bullet points, and I've been using lists in my everyday life. Pero na-realize ko lang how this simple tool, lists, how they can make a night and day difference in productivity, efficiency, and safety after kong nabasa yung book na The Checklist Manifesto by Atul Gawande. So if you haven't yet read that, you can check it out. Sobrang ma-appreciate mo yung benefits and utility of creating and using lists in your everyday lives. So today, I'm going to discuss 5 benefits na nakita ko from using lists. So the first benefit that I've seen is that, needless to say, it helps me remember. I discussed in episode 3 using a planner in medical school, and using a planner is actually creating lists. There you make lists of the tasks that you have to accomplish, or make lists of your daily schedule, list of your classes, exams, quizzes, etc. Another thing I like to do actually, if I want to save myself the hassle of lugging around a planner every day, is that I transfer my to-do list or my schedule on that day to my cell phone, either the notes app, or if you have to-do list apps, or you can go old school, no? You can even just write it down on a post-it, which I also did. And then you can just carry around that single post-it with all the tasks that you have to accomplish on that specific day. Number 2 benefit that I've seen is that it saves me a lot of time. Especially when I was in med school in Manila, syempre, I didn't have all the time in the world to go to the mall or do grocery shopping. I could only do that on weekends, and especially on weekends before chill weeks in med. So what I did was, during the weekdays, pag napansin ko that I need something, or I realized that I need to get something from the mall, nililista ko na siya. I have this mall or grocery list dun sa dorm ko. So nililista ko na siya kaagad. If I need more shampoo, soap, toiletries, whatever, dishwashing liquid, nililista ko na siya so that when the weekend comes, I have this complete list of the things I need, and I don't forget to get anything from the mall or the grocery. And it saves me a lot of time kasi if may nakalimutan ako, especially if it's something very important, like, for example, deodorant, and kailangan kong bumalik sa mall or grocery shop to get it. Third benefit is that it clears my mind. Pansin nyo ba when you go to the mall or the grocery, without a list, you really have to make an effort to remember what you have to get. And this effort that you have to make to remember can actually prevent you from having a relaxed mind, as opposed to, having a list of the things you need. Mas makaka-relax yung utak mo kasi hindi mo na kailangang i-enumerate sa mind mo from time to time the things you need. And actually, if you don't bring a list, that's almost a guarantee na may makakalimutan ka. Especially if there's a lot of things that you have to get from the grocery or the mall. Number 4 is it helps you prioritize things. When you have a lot of tasks, syempre may hierarchy yan. Some of the tasks are really important and you have to accomplish ASAP, while other tasks, pwede mong i-forgo muna or i-postpone muna. If you have a list, mas makakapag-prioritize ka kasi you can mark the things which are of high priority. Pwede mong lagyan ng number 1, or you can put an exclamation mark beside it, or pwede mong i-highlight. And this will allow you to prioritize the things that you really have to do. So, hindi mo ma-miss out yung mga top priorities mo. Because the last thing you would want is for you to have accomplished most of the tasks. Okay, sige, you had 10 tasks. You accomplished 9, but nakalimutan mo yung isa doon, which was supposed to be the first thing that you should have done. And yun yung nakalimutan mo. So again, keeping a list or making a list can help you prioritize your tasks. The last benefit, and possibly the most significant, is that creating lists can actually save limbs and lives, literally. My grandmother, who worked as a nurse in the US years ago, told me of this story of a patient having the wrong leg amputated. And I also heard stories, anecdotes from professors during our classes in med school of a patient having a chest tube inserted in the wrong laterality, or a patient getting a craniotomy on the wrong side. So these things really happen, and actually these things can be prevented by lists. That's why sa OR, before cutting, the surgical team actually has to go through a list, of the procedure that should be done, the number of instruments, the laterality, of course, etc. So the team has to go through the list before they even have to start cutting. Another application is, for example, when you have your car serviced, of course, they have a checklist of the things they need to check. For example, the oil levels, belts, fluids, the brakes. They have to check all these. Syempre, they have to check these because, syempre, this will ensure your safety and, of course, the safety of other motorists. So, those are the benefits. No? It's a super simple tool, pero ang laki ng benefits niya in our everyday lives, especially in your med lives. Now, just to recap, it helps us remember, it saves us time, it clears our mind, it helps us prioritize things, and it saves limbs and lives. So thank you very much, guys. Once again, this has been Adrian. I'll see you again in another episode of the Better Pill Podcast Shorts.